Hi, I wanted to create this short video to review how to develop your practices and themes chart. I'm going to go through that process so that we can do that together right now. So let me share my screen and we will uh, go through that process right now. Okay, let me move my Zoom toolbar around so that we have it. So the first thing you do is pull up your blank practices and themes chart. So here is your practices and themes chart for whichever week you're working on. And it starts with the practices section. So where do you find the information to fill that in? So that's where you go to Open Lab. And we're going to start here. This is the week 5 practices and themes chart. So it says, what are the practices from module 1? So we're going to go to module 1 and you're going to go down to the list of practices that you have identified from the module. So I have a sample that I have created. Sorry, I have a couple tabs open here. Just need to open the correct one. Nope, not that one. Nope, let me just minimize this. So I have entered in some practices from my list. What are these practices? These practices are things that I identified from the module that are effective practices for working with families. What is important for working with families who have babies from the module? So what you're posting on the module on Open Lab is what your list of best practices are. I suggest that you indicate what source that it's from when you post your list here, but that's what you're posting on your document. So let me go back here and let me share. So you have your list. You're going to copy your list from module 1 and you're going to put those practices here for module 1. You're going to go to module 2, partnering with families or whatever the next module is. You're going to go and find your practices. You can just do a list, okay? It doesn't have to be a paragraph. If it's a paragraph, it's going to be harder. So I suggest just doing a list because you're just going to put a list here on your on the chart. Copy your list, okay, for module 3. In this case, it's communicated. The third module, it's communicating with families. Go down, find your list, okay. I have what I identified from module 3. Copy it, and then the same from module 4. And let's see. Yep. And wait 1 second. Let me click the back button or let's see here. Here we are, module 4 up, communicating with families. There we are. We're in module 4, going to go down and just copy the list that you have. And you're going to put it on this document. Now, what I did is I started color coding. Do you have to color code? No, you can do something different. And this list is just a starting point. This is not an exclusive list. There are a lot more practices from each module that I could have listed. This is just a beginning point. So after you've copied the list of effective practices for working with families from each of the modules, Then what are you going to do with that information? Then you're going to go through and you're going to look at, okay, what do I have from this module? What do I have in module one? So what do I have listed here? What is the same in this list that's the same in this list? So what I did is I started highlighting things in different colors. You don't have to highlight them in different colors. You can do something different. But these colors, notice I have family-centered practice here, and I have family-centered practice here, and also in module two. So I highlighted those because that's the same thing. Um, I also have uh I see I have listening here twice. I have respect um, multiple times. So I'm going to go and I'm going to make that my respecting color. Okay, I have partner with families. So I'm just picked a color. To me, partner with families has to do with building strong relationships. So I highlighted those because that looked similar to me. Listening to families was something else that sounded that I saw, excuse me, not listening to families. Empathy, taking another person's perspective, looking from a child's point of view is similar to empathy for me. So I highlighted those because I thought those were the same. I saw communication listed several times. So I highlighted those. Again, things that look, things that are the same or look the same, I highlighted those. You don't have to highlight them. If you have a printout and you have a hard color paper, you can copy them. And then what did I do? Things down here at part two, things that I have repeated, I would put here. Things that are repeated, family-centered practice. And then and I would put here family-centered practice. I also put here empathy. I named this empathy. Look at the interactions from a child's perspective and empathy. I called that, I had to give that a title or a name for this. I called it empathy. And remember, I gave these different colors. I colored them yellow. So I called them empathy. Communication, communicate effectively. That was purple. And of course, this entire module was all about communication. So I put communicate here. Um, I could have had, if there were more boxes, I could fill more boxes together. There was also build strong relationships, partner with families, partner, and I called this working together. I could also call this partner with families, whatever I wanted to call it. Um, that I get to choose. Um, so I called it working together. I could call it partnering. I might change it later. Um, I also have some other things that I didn't have room to put on, but I might put on here because I also see respect is listed multiple times. I have respecting, respect in different places. And then I have here unique, diversity, um, individual differences. So I'm going to call that diversity. Okay. So I have two other things that I saw repeated in my list that I am posting here as well. So from these, And again, this is just a sample, very quick that I did. You're going to want to do this list a little bit more thorough. From this list that I did, I found, what is it, 6 similar, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if I took a little bit of a deeper dive, I am sure I would find some more themes, or some more categories in what people were sharing in all of the modules. So I hope that gives you an idea of what you're doing in this work. You're taking your list and again, finding as many practices as you can from the readings from the videos in each module will help you when you do this work. And then looking for what's similar. I highlighted them. You don't have to highlight them. You can go through, you can circle them, you can underline them, you can whatever, whatever works for you, however you want to do it. This is just one method, and I hope this video helps you understand the process a little bit better. Have a great day.